We're on. We're on.
Good morning and welcome to the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Coast Cigar and Lounge at 3418 Bienville Boulevard, Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
And the number's going across the bottom.
And the numbers are going across the bottom to see the telephone number if you want to call. Also, if you want to come and join us live and have a cigar in-house, we'll be happy to have you.
We keep Mort company. Even though we don't open until 11. It's about time.
I'm here with my co-host, Mort, Bones, and I'm Maverick, welcoming you to the morning show. Well, guys, the first thing I had this morning was a dead battery.
Yeah. You were clicking the other day.
Yeah, Jeff noticed I was clicking, and I didn't know what it was for, but I was pretty positive it was a battery. And it went kaput this morning, and $245 later. But I said to Mort this morning, I said, I'm blessed that I have the money to get it fixed, and it was no big deal.
That was our lottery win-ins from last week.
Yeah, you keep on taking off. You won't have the money.
Well, I mean, we got tire. We paid for tires. What?
2 months ago.
2 months ago, yes.
Yes, and they were nice tires I got.
Well, I'm glad that you got them. Yes.
Yeah, I want to keep safe.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was blessed to have it, and it's all good now, so I'm all right.
Today we're going to smoke the Kafie 1901 Maduro cigar. Mort has the details on the Kafie 1901 Italian Espresso coffee.
That's right. That's right.
And I was going to do the cigar, but we got a special guest today, Gaby Kafie himself.
Yeah.
He'll describe the cigar and more in detail than you.
I'm sure he can tell us more about that cigar than we could read about anywhere on the internet.
I do like.
I hope so. Yeah, and I think he and definitely can.
Yeah.
I like the natural better.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan of natural.
The Maduro, great.
You know, so far with the coffee, and I'll get to the coffee in a minute. Perfect pair. Perfect pair.
Well, we'll bring him on early, then we'll. Oh no, wait, he took off a little bit. We have to wait till he gets back in the green room.
Let's talk about the coffee.
He's going to take advantage of that free sushi.
Okay. I'm not a big Maduro guy.
No.
You both know that.
We do know that.
I'm smoking it, and it's not overwhelming for me. I didn't have the coffee yet, because you see the steam coming off, and it's going to burn me.
Nah, it won't.
Well, it's half creamer.
Yeah. Good. Well, anyway, but I'm enjoying the cigar so far.
It lights well, it burns well.
You know, I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. But it ain't an overwhelming Maduro. Some are, like the triple Maduro by Camacho. Woo! You gotta be over in 21 to smoke that one.
The only thing you might say at any one time that will not be true, but say it is, "Oh, you look great in that dress."
Yeah, never tell a woman anything other than you look fabulous.
And when do you do? You don't say that.
No. Or hey, here's another one.
Foot and mouth.
Never tell a woman, I remember when you were beautiful.
Right.
We've already
but
talked
you
about
do
that.
tell them at dinner time, is it going to be good this time?
No.
No.
I got Yogi to do that. I got Yogi said, yeah, I'm going to try that.
Oh, yeah.
I said, you're in trouble when
that's
you do
why he
it.
hasn't been in here in a while.
Yeah.
You're in a
terrible way. Hey, let's talk about this coffee. So
all right, let's talk about it.
I'm going to give you the details off of their site. And if there's anything that I leave off,
you want to bring the man on that did the coffee?
We can actually bring him on after we introduce the coffee. We've already talked about the cigar. So the product details straight off of the Kafie 1901 website. Italian Espresso Roast. Dark roast. Espresso is hard to get, right? But with our Kafie 1901 Classic Italian Espresso blend, we think you found the perfect balance. And I've got to agree. This is a pretty darn good coffee. Good. The secret is our time-tested family recipe, which combines a specialty blend of coffees from different regions to deliver a smooth and bold finished roast. Combined with our special small batch roasting techniques, this blend produces a deep, complex flavor that features a variety of tasty notes with almost no bitterness.
Good.
Yes, no bitterness.
I like it.
You'll experience a range of cocoa, dark chocolate, and mild earthy tones for a rich, complex cup with low acidity. So you won't have to worry about your gut rumbling afterwards.
You have that issue.
Yeah, the dark roast of this coffee fully caramelizes the sugars in the bean, giving it a bold flavor profile with full body with a smooth aftertaste. All in all, it's a superb coffee with any method of preparation, but it truly shines when prepared in the classic Italian espresso style, which we don't have an espresso machine here, so we can't test that theory.
Right.
If we had one, we would have Morty Facts on as our barista right now.
Okay.
That's more shit to keep clean.
Full caramelization of the natural sugars in the bean give this dark coffee an intense roastness, while it still remains its full character and smooth, pleasant aftertaste. 100% Arabica.
I don't get any bitterness.
I taste the cocoa.
Yes, and it's probably
Very
one of
pleasant.
the most smooth espresso roasts I've had, because that's the darkest you can get.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah, it's very good.
Welcome, Don.
Good morning.
No, that's good.
I miss you guys. Can you hear me?
How you
Same
doing, Doc?
here.
I'm doing good, man. Doing very
Salute.
good.
This
It's
is
been-
an absolute fantastic pairing.
This is a perfect pairing. It
The
really is.
Maduro and the espresso.
You
I'm
guys-
not an espresso
You know-
drinker, but I like this. This is not that strong. I don't think it's not bitter at all. I don't
No,
think
it's
it's
very.
bitter.
I taste the cocoa in the coffee. I'm not usually a big Maduro guy, but I can swing this with no problem. Sometimes I feel when we have a great guest on or a friend of the show and they're offering a couple of different things with cigars and coffee, I pray before I have it that, boy, I hope this is good, or I don't want to say anything that downgrade it to my friend or one of the hosts of our show.
Right, right.
But I can honestly say that I'm enjoying the Maduro. I'm glad it's a short Robusto, so it ain't going to be overwhelming me there. And the coffee's delicious.
Yeah.
The
Thank
coffee's
you, guys.
delicious.
Thank you, gentlemen. Oh my God, this is great. Happy Friday morning. It's good to see you guys again.
Happy Friday.
Yes.
First, congratulations to all of you for two things. I think discipline and consistency, and I'll add a third, the friendship and camaraderie that you guys have had for the past minimum, I'd say 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's 6, 7 years. Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
At least
I
that.
remember meeting you guys back in the day, and I'm really proud to see what you guys have done. The fact that you've gone on your own respective journeys. A couple of you may have retired. I'm not going to say which ones. So, yeah. But that's fantastic, guys. Congratulations. That's really cool.
Thank you.
I love to see you guys doing what you love, which is also ironically the same thing I love, which is tobacco and cigars. And I've got something special here for you guys. Don't worry, I'm not bringing on any dancers or anything. It's too early.
Oh, damn.
Then it ain't
Not
that special.
I've got something very special that I brought back from the factory, so that I want people to understand what the Maduro is all about. The DF Maduro, the Don Fernando Maduro. So first of all, let me go through and let you guys know, every cigar that we produce, there's nothing like it on the market. Okay, now I'm going to show you why I say that. Okay, so right here is a block of tobacco.
Ooh.
You see that?
Yeah, we
Yes.
do. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
All right. So what this is called Andullo tobacco.
Oh,
It's spelled Andullo. So 500 years ago, we could trace this back 500 years in the Dominican Republic. I'm going to explain to you what this is, but I'm going to first tell you who created this method. The Taino Indians, which they were famous in two regions, in Cuba and in the Dominican Republic. So the Taino natives, the Indians, used to grow tobacco, and what they would do is, if you see how I can peel it off, you see that?
Yeah.
So they would take tobacco after they bring it down from the curing barn, or they didn't really have curing barns. They just let the tobacco kind of age and dry. They would take royal palm tree, the actual husk, and make the husk malleable by soaking it in water. And then they would take the tobacco and begin to pile it into a 6-foot log.
Wow.
So what they do then is they wrap it, and they take twine and they wrap it to get all the air out of there. Because the ideal fermentation happens in the absence of oxygen, right?
Uh-huh.
So they take all the air out of there. And if you look at this, do you guys see where the twine was wrapping around the log?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can.
Yes.
You could see the grooves, right?
Right.
Yes.
So this is a 500-year-old fermentation method. We're talking before Cuba cigars existed, before anybody was making a premium cigar. And the native Taino Indians this is the tobacco that they traded with the Spaniards when they came to colonize the Americas, right? So you can chew this tobacco, you can smoke it in a pipe, or if you're the oldest cigar factory in the Dominican Republic, you can source this from the natives and use it in your cigars. So the Maduro that you're smoking has this in the filler. There is no other cigar in that entire humidor where you're smoking tobacco that has a 500-year-old fermentation method. So
that's pretty cool.
So me being, doctors are students, right? We like to read a lot. We like to study a lot. So in the game of premium cigars, I always like to use tobaccos that are rare and sacred. Sacred because this is the oldest recorded fermentation method. And I wish you guys could smell this. When I do come and visit, I will bring a log with me. And when you smell it, it's going to change your perspective on what you smoke. So,
wow.
Now this tobacco is so full body that in order to tame it, when we create a blend, in order to tame the filler tobacco, which is so robust, the best tobacco we have found to tame that filler tobacco is authentic African Cameroon from the Mirafel family. So everyone's heard of Mirafel, and people don't really understand who's Mirafel, what's their significance in the tobacco world. So during the embargo on Cuba in the 50s, when Key West and Tampa were producing millions of cigars, the embargo hit so quickly that it just dried up all the Cuban leaf stock that was coming to the U.S. Yeah. Ironically, there was one family that stepped up to the plate back then. It was the Mirafel family from Belgium that was growing tobacco in Cameroon, Africa, that was able to fill that void. They had a tobacco leaf that was on par with the Cuban Havana leaf that was coming into the U.S. So you guys always hear about Mirafel this, Mirafel that. You see fancy little boxes. You see the relationship with Carlito Fuente. And what's happened is that the Mirafel family, in their own way, saved the tobacco industry in the United States. And in doing so, they formed great partnerships with the Fuente family, the Newmans, La Aurora, our factory. So we buy tobacco from the Mirafel family from Africa, and that is the binder on that Maduro, 2 binder leaves. We took 2 binder leaves and put it in that cigar to tame. So when you take a puff and you just let it sit there, and if you retrohale, maybe you don't, but if you do, you get a very sharp and smooth flavor deliveries. It's not like a black pepper or gritty. It's very smooth and subtle and caramelly on the palate. That's why. So this tobacco, the reason it pairs so well with the espresso roast is that when you ferment tobacco to this quality or this grade, you start getting molasses notes. You start getting notes of deep chocolate, cocoa, molasses.
Sure.
And the same thing happens when you dark roast coffee. So you guys are right now like having a party in your mouth.
Yeah. How about it?
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Party
Listen, as far as I'm concerned, but you know what's when somebody opens a cigar box in the walk-in humidor, I should record my voice so I can tell the story of that blend. Otherwise, people just walk by our boxes because it's really difficult to explain what's in the cigar. Now, every one of our blends has a similar story. If you look at our Sumatra blend, for example, not the coffee, the cigar, there's a tobacco coming out of Peru that's called Pelo de Oro. Pelo means hair. Oro is gold. Sorry, Barry. We'll let that one slide. So, Pelo de Oro tobacco means hair of gold. So, the filler in the Sumatra blend, when you take that leaf and you hold it up to the sunlight, you'll see a golden peach fuzz on that tobacco leaf. Now, what that does is also help to concentrate more tobacco oils. As you ferment the leaf, it's going to have a higher concentration of oils. When you smoke the Sumatra, you're getting a lot more complexity in the blend. It's a very complex cigar. Some people love it, some people don't. It all depends on your palate preference, but it's really fascinating. So I do what I love, guys. I've been doing it for over a decade now.
Yeah.
And every year that passes, we take on new challenges. Definitely, this is not an easy industry, but if you love it, it doesn't matter if it's difficult. I just enjoy it.
That's correct.
What do you think if we were pairing this with a Kafie chocolate?
Oh, shit. You had to go there, huh? So we're having
All the chocolate. Kafie chocolate.
so here's where the idea came from. You know, our family imports green coffee to the U.S. And about 5-6 years ago, I also found out that they also import cocoa. The problem we're having is that both coffee and cocoa are at an all-time high when it comes to price. I don't know if so. We've had an immigration crisis. We had the pandemic. There's basically maybe I'm disclosing too much. I know that your listeners want to be romanced right now, but you know, I'm not a marketing advertising guy. I'm a realistic person on the ground, and so we've been waiting we're going to wait another 2-3 months. Concept is done. We've already gone through and blended different varieties of chocolate based on percentage of cocoa in the mix. But we're waiting for the price to come down a little bit. We're hoping it does in the next 2 or 3 months. It's a commodity. It's like steel, you know. So if you look at a chart of coffee and cocoa the past 5 years, it's just a straight line going up. So it's very difficult. But yes, Barry, I predict in about 2 to 3 months. Now, we'll have the coffee ready. Now, here's the interesting thing about the coffee, the chocolate. Vivian and I, Vivian's on the other side of the office here. Hi, honey.
Hi, Vivian.
She's all the way on the other side.
So yeah, going back, it's a worldwide demand. So it's not just stuck here in the Americas.
Yeah, it's just not a local thing.
But the price might go down after November 6th.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Yes. We're not talking about that. Yes, because the TV might catch on fire.
Yeah, right?
Yes, I'm afraid of losing a piece of my ear if I say something wrong.
Facebook's algorithm might take us down.
Yeah.
So what else you got? Anything else you got on the books planned?
Well, I wanted to tell you about the chocolate before we go on.
Okay.
So the chocolate is going to be, we're not going to sell the chocolate. The chocolate's going to be, every order we ship, there's going to be chocolate. So when we pack an order, we really see that order like a Christmas gift that's going out to someone, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be perfectly packed, cushioned, everything, even the tape that we use, every little detail, right? But we want, when you open the box, we want there to be a chocolate there as a gift to you, your staff, your customers. Obviously, depending on the size of the order, we'll add more chocolate so you can hand out. But it's going to be our way of saying thank you, because we've really come a long way. And I think we would not have done it without guys like you. So thank you guys very much.
Oh, you're welcome. That's
Definitely
kind of like
our
going
pleasure.
it's kind of like
Thank
going to
you.
a fancy hotel and getting that chocolate on your pillow
Yeah.
when you come back
Yeah.
to the room.
Oh, beautiful. We'll put a little pillow with a chocolate on it.
Yeah, a little mini My Pillow.
Well, I
That's
mean,
so funny.
I remember getting cigars in a package of Kafie coffees and with a cigar. So I can remember when you were doing that as well.
That's great. We do. You know why we quit doing that I'd say about a year and a half ago. The price, when I say the price of coffee, it more than doubled, you guys.
Oh,
So it went from green coffee went from about, let's say, $1.40, $1.50 a pound, and it passed $3.50 a pound.
Wow.
It really went up, and then you got to roast it, and then you got to pack it, and then the labor. It really doubled and tripled. But what we haven't done is we have not raised our pricing at all.
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Even though it's doubled, your pricing has not gone up on your website for sale.
The consumer's income has not gone up.
True.
So
Well, here you go. You're leading right back to politics.
I just listen. I mean, Vivian and I sit here when we pay our bills, and as a family-owned business, it's ridiculous what's going on. We have not raised our pricing. Meanwhile, the big companies, right? The multinationals. I call the multinationals the companies that are selling over $1 billion a year. They don't hesitate raising their prices 3%, 5%, 7%. They don't care. It's the family-owned businesses that we sympathize more with the consumer.
Yeah.
They have a better connection.
If we lose a customer, it impacts our business. If they lose a customer, they have a marketing team that can go get 10 more. So it's like, and plus they're in the business of recycling. What I mean by that is every 3 months they drop a new product. It's new packaging, new cigar band, but what you don't realize is the same damn tobacco.
Yeah.
It's wait a minute, are we buying packaging? So I'll go there. I mean, I'm not putting anybody down. It's just a reality check. Vivian's here telling me to shut up, but I love it.
Well, I mean, as a small business, you like you said, you've got bills to pay. So
yes,
your income's not rising, then your bills are still staying the same.
No, it doesn't. I mean, the more you put out, and I mean you as in any cigar company.
Whoa! What are we talking about here? Who's putting out?
Not anybody in my house.
The more product that a company develops, I think the less quality. I mean, they're putting too much out to really oversee everything. Yeah, and you really see it from start to finish, from cellophane to boxes to whatever.
So speaking of that, do you see this tobacco? By the way, what you see there is this tobacco. It's starting to dry up, but typically it's going to be a dark, rich color with the oils. But so what I do is I'll moisten it a little bit. I'll put it back in this. It's wax paper, and I'll put it in the Boveda bag just to preserve it. Now, what you're saying, Barry, look, we cannot produce. If you take all the andullo in the entire Dominican Republic, maybe you can make 500,000 cigars. Maybe just using a little piece in the filler. Okay. So this is not a mass market tobacco. Neither is the Peruvian tobacco I mentioned. So you're 100% right. Now, I wanted to get back to what I was going to say. That have you guys noticed the packaging in the cigar industry has really changed the past decade? Like it used to be a traditional cigar box, and now
paper,
cardboard or whatever you want to call it.
Paper, cardboard, wood. Used to be our industry. You walk into a humidor and it was classic and traditional, and just cigar boxes. They really haven't changed over the past 100 years. But maybe about 10 to 12 years ago, designers of packaging for the cosmetics industry. You know, you guys have been to a department store. You go into where the lady's trying to spray you with perfume and cologne as you're walking by.
Right.
Yes.
So now he's
Okay.
hanging out. Okay.
So 10 to 12 years ago, individuals that used to work for design and packaging for women's makeup, they actually infiltrated, they moved into the premium cigar industry. So it was about that time that you started to see a change in the packaging of premium cigars. The shiny boxes, the gold foils, you take the lid off. Like, understand something is that the consumer buys with their eyes.
Yes, for sure.
But the thing about the premium cigar industry is that I don't care how beautiful the box is, you're still going to taste the cigar. And we have a saying in Spanish, el tabaco nunca miente. The tobacco never lies.
The cleaner's underneath the sink.
I don't care how beautiful the box is, the cigar is going to tell you the truth. So
Exactly.
as consumers, try to find what you love, the right price point, and just kind of keep that. Don't always experiment, always look at what's new. But then I know you guys have your go-to cigars.
Everybody does.
Yeah, even I do. Uh-huh.
Sure.
The packaging is great. But is it healthy for the industry? I don't have the answer to that.
No, I like your boxes, the new boxes, especially because it goes back to me kind of old school.
Yeah, that was our goal.
It's got the plain, but like the labels, not overwhelming.
Yeah.
I don't have exquisite maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
But everybody, and I know when I first started, oh, that's a nice looking label right there. That looks like that'd probably be a pretty good cigar.
Wow.
And I would try labels, and then you finally realize, no, labels don't mean anything.
Wow.
Yeah, sure.
I've smoked some great unbanded cigars.
Yes.
It was like, wow, this is pretty good.
yeah. Where can I get this? Oh, you can't.
So
What do you mean I can't? Why'd you give it to me, man?
As you said, but there's still people that come into the shop here, Gabby, that are label shoppers.
Sure.
You know
So
what I mean?
there is
And
a
you try to
secret.
talk to them about that and say, what's your palate like, and how long you've been smoking, and what do you think you enjoy, whether it's a Connecticut and so forth up the ladder. But some people come in and say, I like that label. I think I'm going to smoke that. And I'll ask them, how long you've been smoking? And they'll say, about 2 months. I say, that may be a little hard for your palate to take. It may overwhelm you. And then it's going to throw you off of getting something close to that or a little different.
Yeah.
Because you had a bad experience with that label.
So there's a little thing I'll tell you guys about labels. Nobody ever talks about this. Honey, could you bring me any premium cigar? So there are different tier levels to cigar band printing. You have really cheap companies. You have mediocre. Yeah, they get better. Wow, that's nice. And then you have top tier. So the guys making the finest cigars, we kind of keep this a little bit quiet, but I'm opening up a cigar so you could see what I'm talking about.
It's 11 o'clock.
All right.
Oh, you have to smoke it now.
No, I'm going to show you real quick here. Let's see if you can get a.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
got that.
That's
Okay.
It looks like San Andreas.
So, the San Andres. So do you see the border of the cigar band? You see how it's shiny?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I turn it where my grandfather is and my grandmother, Do you notice that the gold there is matte? It's not shiny.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yes.
just so you know, this cigar band is illegal to print in the United States.
Really?
Because it uses gold powder. The only way to get that to print like that with that much detail is it's real gold powder that is made into an ink. So there's only 2 facilities in the world that are printing using gold ink powder. There's one there's one company in the Dominican Republic, and the other one is out of Holland.
Oh,
So
You said Holland. Right?
Holland, yeah.
yeah, it's called Frischdag. And one is called Frischdag, which, by the way, probably only 0.01% of the industry knows who they are.
Never heard.
The other one is Cigar Rings. They're in the Dominican Republic and also have a place in Nicaragua. So when you're looking at cigar bands and you see a cigar band that has a two-tone, a shiny gold and a matte gold, we're now the cigar manufacturer, in order to tell the consumer, hey, this is next level tobacco, we make a next level cigar band. So it's our way of communicating with the consumer how much we've invested into this product.
Okay.
And usually a cigar of this tier level is going to be $25 to $30 on the shelf, because nothing in this blend is less than 4 to 5 years aged. And every cigar made is aged 6 months after. So this cigar is, it's when you're done smoking one of our cigars, half an hour later your palate is clean completely. You don't have any residual. You don't feel like brushing your teeth. A lot of cigars that are young, they have young tobacco, 1 to 2 years, you're going to get some grittiness. You might even wake up the next morning and still have tobacco.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that.
You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. So so now you're going to start looking at the cigar bands completely different when you go walk around the humidor.
Yeah.
So your San Andreas was my favorite blend. Now it's number 2 because the natural took over. The natural took over the San Andreas.
Yeah,
I love it.
But
I love it.
Two questions.
Yeah.
You said it's illegal to produce that in the United States, correct?
Yeah. It's illegal to use gold powder ink in the United States.
But yet you can import it.
Correct. Well, we can import the finished product.
Okay.
So I think it has to do with the fact that I don't know what people are doing with gold powder. I have no idea what they're doing with it.
Right.
But
you are in Miami.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe they're taking their credit card or something. I have no idea. Maybe it's a way to people launder money through gold.
sure.
Oh, absolutely.
You can have some guy leave Honduras and get on a plane with $100,000 of necklaces, and they don't ask him anything. They just ask him, how much cash are you bringing in?
Right.
$9,999.
Why do you think Why do you think everyone's sporting a $100,000 watch now?
One last one. There's a certain cigar company.
Oh God, here we go.
And I don't have to mention it. I'll just, because you probably know it. It comes with a diamond shaped, gold diamond shape right on the cigar.
Okay.
That you say you could smoke through.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How do you produce something like that? Is it the same way, or?
I don't know what you're talking about.
In other words, you can smoke through the label, is what Bones is saying.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's something that was started by Marcus Daniel. You guys ever heard of Marcus Daniel?
No.
So Marcus Daniel is a Swiss gentleman, and he created a cigar that became world famous. Let me show you. Give me 1 second, okay? So Marcus Daniel is actually close friends with Arnold Schwarzenegger. and he created the first 24 karat gold cigar, which is right there. Look.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
So can you see that the whole cigar is coated in 24 karat gold leaf, okay?
Wow.
Oh, good job.
So when you smoke the cigar, you could smoke through the gold leaf. Now, the reason that's possible is that the melting temperature of gold is a lot higher
In the burn of the cigar.
Exactly. So what happens is the gold leaf just turns into dust, and it doesn't even burn. It just turns into dust. So
It becomes part of the ash.
there are others that have come in and copied that concept that was developed by Marcus Daniel, who say, is Marcus Daniel is a world famous handmade cigar humidor maker.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. Look, there's very few people in this industry. I could probably name one, maybe two, that know as much about the people in this industry as myself. Of course, cigar aficionado, cigar schmuck. I mean, if you take the industry journals out of the picture and you look at mainstream, I'll mention guys like Steve Saka, Pete Johnson, Nicholas Melillo. These are guys that really know the details. And that's where I thrive. I like living in the details because out of all those details is where I can create my own personality in the industry. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to copy somebody else. I'm not going to take, an idea that was done in the past and then reproduce it. And in order to be respectful to others, you have to be knowledgeable about what everybody's doing so that you can find your niche. But yeah, that gold foil that you're talking about, it doesn't burn, it doesn't melt, it just
turns into dust, kind of.
Yeah, and it's not really that expensive. Gold foil, it's so thin, it's paper thin, it doesn't weigh anything. It has literally zero weight. So it's commonly used to decorate furniture, gold foil, where they accent a lamp or maybe like a candle holder, and then they'll put glue to just hold it in place. It's really neat. I love it.
Yeah.
But
when we win the lottery, since we've been doing it for like 2 years now, as a group, we got 12 people in here that chip 14 that chip in every week, and we get lottery tickets and scratch offs.
Wow, that's great.
But when we do, I'm going to contact
Arnold.
Well, him too, Marcus
Daniels,
and have a handmade humidor made.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, there's gonna be tells if we do win. You'll
I just have to go out there and look at your driveway. I'll be able to tell.
That's exactly right.
You're gonna have to find the house first.
Yeah.
You'll be invited.
You'll get the address. That's for
absolutely.
Sure. But we got anything else with Doc? He's a busy man.
He is. Let's let him roll.
No, man, I appreciate you guys. This was fantastic.
Thanks for the insight.
I learned a lot today, man. Yeah.
I do want to
remember it is a whole nother story.
You guys are very welcome. I do want to say something, and you guys have heard of the Boutique Cigar Association. There is a festival. There's a festival that we are now beginning to talk about putting a festival together in North Georgia. So
okay, that's doable.
It's a road trip away. Okay,
it is.
That's a lot closer in Indiana.
But it's going to be smaller, more intimate. We want to bring the family together again, and it's being done through a gentleman named Dirk Ebener, who owns Cigars for Beginners. Okay. So we're partnering up with him to help him build this festival. But you guys will be you'll definitely know what's going on. We'll make announcements. The other thing very important is that the BCA, myself, the 7 board members, all of our membership, our goal is to make this industry better, happier, and just the best way to serve this industry is literally to care for it and to always share a positive message.
Right.
So, guys, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, Doc Kafie. Appreciate you.
Guys, it's been a pleasure.
Always.
I told Barry many times, whenever you guys are ready, I'd love to come out and we'll do this in person and have a great time, right?
Fabulous.
Gabby, that would be wonderful.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Thank
Doc.
you
Take
very
care.
much.
God bless you.
All right, guys, you too. Thanks a lot. God bless you too.
So, wow, when he pulled that thing out, I'm sorry. The only thing I thought about was 6 feet of tobacco rolled up
Fucking lot
with twines and everything else. Cheech and Chong would have gone bananas over that.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking. That's pretty cool.
I mean,
Yes.
a 6 foot long cigar log. That's pretty amazing.
Well,
And that's how they ferment it.
how about that? You can chew it and smoke it and do whatever you want.
Oh,
with
I
it.
thought he was going to give it to him. I was like,
He's
Well,
sending us something.
I
he
said,
said.
what do
We'll
we
see
do
it
that?
next time he comes down.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
sure.
That's going to be interesting to see.
Should
So-
we wrap it up?
Folks, we got a business meeting.
For the 5.5 Legs Virtual Cigar Lounge here at Coast Cigar in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, we're going to bid you a happy weekend. And
Before
from Mort, Bones, and myself, Maverick,
Before we
day.
do go,
yes.
we got to talk about cigar and coffee.
Okay.
Okay, the coffee first.
I really liked it.
I
And
enjoyed
it's
it.
not your style.
Right.
Not bitter. I didn't get any bitterness out of it.
I got the chocolate and the cocoa all the way through.
You're not a bold coffee drinker.
No. And here we go.
Bones isn't either.
A
Well,
new
I like a
a
dark
new
roast,
adventure
but
for me,
no.
and it was delicious.
Yeah.
Cigar was top rated.
Cigar,
Yeah.
let's do our 1 to 10.
I'm going to give the coffee an 8.
Okay,
And I'm going to do the same thing with the cigar. 8 overall, both pairings.
good. And the pairing's an 8 total.
Yes.
Okay, Bones?
I give the coffee 8.5, 9, 8.5 maybe. Cigar, I give a 9 for sure. So maybe an overall 9 between both.
And I'm going to say it was, without a doubt, the best pairing that we've had to date.
Yes.
This cigar with this coffee
As
knocks
we've
it
been
out of
doing
the
this
park.
for 3 weeks.
I'm going to say as a combination, 9.80.
Wow.
And next time we could
The
do
cigar
maybe-
itself, I'm really impressed with. Like Bones, I really like the natural. I was reluctant to try
The Maduro.
because I'm so hooked on the natural.
Right.
The Maduro is definitely an 8.75,
Okay.
and the coffee, obviously, I think it's top notch. It's top shelf. Coffee.
Okay.
He had to
So-
go with the decimals.
Yeah,
like that.
it shows that you're thinking about it. It's
Yes. Yeah.
really-
You're really
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
really putting your mind
Putting a
to
lot
it and
into it.
thinking. Yes.
So perfect pairing. I would say let's try others, like the journey that we're on, that we
Yes.
continue doing that.
Yes. I agree.
All right, folks. We'll see you next week.
Have a
And
great weekend.
we'll post Monday what we're smoking and what we're drinking.